one-arm barbell rows for a better back. All right, guys and girls, if you've been a long-time follower of this channel, or my Instagram, or you know anything about John Meadows, you know about the one-arm barbell row. That's who taught me this exercise. That's where I learned it from, and that's what got me to fall in love with it. If you're at a gym that doesn't have very heavy dumbbells, like let's say your gym only goes to 100-pound dumbbells, that's gonna be really hard to hit a dumbbell row with, because eventually you're gonna outgrow that gym. So you're either gonna have to find a new gym, or you're gonna have to find a new way to hit a single arm row with heavier loads than 100 pounds. So a great way to do that is this one-arm barbell row. It's gonna be very, very similar to where you see me do a step forward dumbbell row, or just a dumbbell row off the rack. It feels, to me, almost mirrored, but the load is a little bit different, the way you're standing beside it and the way we can load plates on the front, as opposed to just all being in our hand, like directly stacked in our hand. So with this exercise, to me, you can do it to where it targets my whole back, my lat, my low lat, or just my upper back, based upon where we pull and drive with our elbow. But for this exercise, what I tend to like to do is get the meat of my lat with this movement, very similar like I do with a dumbbell row. To where if I was gonna say do more upper back based and biased, I'm gonna do a Meadows row, but that's another video. Today, one-arm barbell row. So let me show you how I like to set up with this. And then I personally like to use quarters, because it gets me and allows for me to have a good enough range of motion to stretch that lat. So I'll get a chance to step back, and I'm gonna show you how to do these. All right, as I said, quarters on the bar or load on the front. This is just a demonstration. So normally in a regular day of this, I'd do 4 or 5 quarters, maybe even a couple of chains on there with it. So I like to stand pretty close to the bar with my feet are staggered. So if it's really kind of hard to tell that angle, but my feet are here. From there, I'm gonna take my left arm, I'm gonna grab the bar all the way up to the collar. So if you look bar to collar, I'm just gonna shove my hand all the way to the front of it. So from there, I'm gonna take my non-working arm, and I'm gonna brace on this knee. So some guys prefer the forearm. I like my knee based with my hand. So go down, grab the bar, we're here. Now from this, what I wanna think about is elbow back into my ribs. So here, good stretch, there, just like that. Good stretch, just like that. I'm not driving with my legs whatsoever. I'm pressing a lot of my weight on this left foot. This right leg is just like a kickstand, so I don't topple over. All of my weight is on my left foot. Grab that bar, we're here, squeeze that back. Stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze, just like that. So with that form, now I'm gonna begin to pyramid up in weight. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Easy, adding a quarter each set, doing 8 to 10 reps. That's how I like to do this. On my back off, once I hit my top end load, and I'm gonna go to the absolute end on that to where I can't budge it off the ground anymore, then I like to do a thing called a rest pause, but it's not like a stereotypical rest pause. What I mean by that is every rep is gonna be rested on the ground before I drive it up explosively. So let's say my top set was with 5 quarters for 11. I'm gonna drop down to 3 quarters, and this is what the reps will look like on the back off. So every rep from the ground, and I'm gonna explode up, squeeze, pause, squeeze, pause, squeeze. Now you say, Chris, what's the difference in that? So for the top set, it would look like this. I'm never coming all the way to the ground. I'm here, here, here. Where the back off, now I'm gonna over exaggerate that stretch, pause on the ground, remove momentum, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And if you notice when I'm pulling with that, my elbow isn't perfectly tucked and tight to my ribs, but it's pretty dang close. I'm not like trying to let it chicken wing out, because then I'm gonna begin to get upper back and rear delt and trap. And I don't wanna do that. So try to think about finding a line of pull to where your elbow is as close to your ribs as humanly possible, and that will target and just destroy your lats. So thanks again, John Meadows from above. Great exercise. Apply it to your next back day, and I promise you will love this as much as I do. If you liked the video, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, Chris TV.